Hi Sagittarius, this is your reading for February 2023. My name's Hayley and welcome to HR Astrology Services. I have laid your spread out already and I've meditated on the cards for a while. I just find it's an easier way for me to read, and I can really kind of get to grips with what it is that Spirit's trying to communicate, and I can pull out as much, as many messages as possible. I've got a couple of other decks that I'm going to use as well, so kind of hang around, sit tight, and hopefully this reading will resonate for some of you. It's a general reading, so it's not going to resonate for everybody, so bear that in mind. Also, energy is interchangeable. It can go both ways, so if you need to flip the roles, then do that. So I'm excited actually for this reading. We've been getting some really heavy energies coming through, but this one's much different. This is very much a reading of success. So some Sagittarians out there have been really working hard on themselves, but they've got to the point now where they're just waiting for that coin to drop. You have attained some type of knowledge. This is about an enlightened, spiritually enlightened being, and this Ten of Pentacles just sitting behind it indicates that you're kind of waiting for the payoff. The Hangman is Pisces energy, so it's very it's almost like a deep spiritual journey that you've been on. You've probably kind of realised a lot about yourself, but here I think that what this spread's trying to say is you've realised your potential. You've done the spiritual work. You've really gone deep on yourself. You've really tried to, connect the dots and pull everything together. And I feel like you've really kind of leveled up, but you've also set yourself apart, if that makes sense. Like, you are not the same person that you once were. You're very different. Just how you're carrying yourself, your demeanour. People might be looking at you thinking, is this the same person? Because it's almost like you've changed that much that people can't quite believe that this is you now. I feel like you might feel a little bit foolish. You might feel a little bit foolish in whatever it is that you've done, but I'm thinking that's because of lack of lack of experience. It's not lack of knowledge, it's lack of experience. So it's completely new, this thing that you've put your hard efforts into. It's not really a path that you've ventured down before, but because of that, it's really exciting. And that is just Sagittarian energy, isn't it? It's very much about the unknown and trying to experience as much life as possible. And in order for you to be able to do that, you need to make changes. You need to be adjustable. You need to travel light. You need to. So you have been letting go of a lot of things that's held you back. You've let go of a lot of things that's weighed you down, and it's almost like you just sat in this energy now. You just sat in this energy, and I don't even feel like you're actually seeking financial gain either with this. Hangman. It's almost like this is going to come to you naturally. You attracted abundance because this is a card of spiritual enlightenment, and people are quite attracted to it. Definitely probably one of the reasons why you're here now, trying to find some type of spiritual enlightenment. But it's almost like you are attracted and drawing in. It's like the law of attraction. The more that you're sitting in this energy, the more money that you're drawing in, the more abundance you're drawing in. You might be receiving gifts from people, people just kind of giving you the things that you need in order for you to progress further on this spiritual path. So, it might be something as small as a tarot deck. It might be something like a book. It might be something, just small ticket items, but it's almost like it's allowing you to continue on your spiritual path. It's allowing you to continue on your journey. It's kind of adding, it's almost like all these little things, these trinkets I'm hearing, it's almost like they're the ingredients to the actual soup. So I do feel like there's huge benefits to whatever it is that you're doing, because we've got the Wheel of Fortune here. Now, the Wheel of Fortune talks about good luck. It talks about expansion. This is your card. So you're showing up in your own reading. You're sitting in your power at the moment, and you're really kind of utilizing that Jupiterian energy. This is a very benefic energy, Sagittarius. This is very much kind of benefits, reaping rewards. Like people when they travel, they go on these spiritual journeys. I'm off to find myself. It's almost like all this experience that you've gained over some time, it's really kind of led you to finding your true self, or it's almost like because you've gone on this journey, or you've been to these places, or you've experienced these things, it's made you richer like substance wise, not maybe in your pocket, because the Ten of Pentacles this is big money. This is the big money card. This is not a little money card. It's almost like this is a card of like, it doesn't get much better than this. It really, really doesn't. This is like more money than you can actually imagine. This is more money than your brain can comprehend, because it's just so much. It does symbolize family. It symbolizes a legacy as well. So you could actually be leaving a legacy behind for your family. I'm seeing that you could be earning enough money that your children will inherit, or their children's children will inherit. So it's definitely big gains, big financial gains, and it's to do with the work that you've done on yourself spiritually. It's almost like you've really kind of figured things out, because this is somebody, it's kind of like they're hanging there in the tree, this hangman. If people are looking at him like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that? And it's like, look, if you want to be different to everybody else, you have to be willing to do the things that nobody else is willing to do, which means looking like a damn fool sometimes. It means like doing things that people don't understand. It means going in your own direction. You know, this is what this hangman's talking about. I'm hearing like all your dreams are about to come true as well, because Pisces rules the 12th house. The 12th house is all about that dream state, that subconscious state. Jupiter in the 12th house, or Jupiter in Pisces, is very extravagant. It's almost like very glamorous. So you could be attending lots of glamorous events. You could be attending lots of events where you're required to dress up and look the part. It's very, very extravagant. There's like an extravagance here. So I'm really, really actually picking up big money. So if this is your reading and you're resonating, like it, subscribe, and do all of that stuff. Let me know, because I find this really interesting. But this is really, you know, you have cleared out something in your life, because you've got 10-10. 10 marks the end of something. It marks the end of a cycle. It marks the end of a season, so to speak. So it's almost like you're stepping into a whole new world. You know, Sagittarius tends to draw the eye. You know, they're very attractive. It's a fire sign, so you may be having a lot of people looking at you or paying attention to you at the moment. I just feel like you're going to be feeling really good about yourself. You've done a lot of work. Page of Pentacles, you know, pages are all about learning. These are the children. So children could be kind of affected by this glow up as well. If you've got a child or something like that, maybe you might put them into private education or something, or you might get them extra tutoring, or so that they can progress in areas that they've never progressed before, or where they tend to struggle in. But this is all about new skills, new environment, new sensations. You know, it's an earth sign, so it's all about the body, so sensations. But there's going to be a lot to take in. I feel like you might even get overwhelmed by it with this Wheel of Fortune. It's almost like oh my god, I can't believe it. And there might be a little bit of panic there as well. We've got a King of Pentacles showing up here. Now, this is showing up in the past. So this is Taurus energy. Taurus really rules builders. So I feel like whatever it is you've built from the ground up, it's not something that maybe a lot of people have involved themselves in. It could have been a really intense course of study, or you could have took like an intensive course, something like that, but it was done in isolation. I'm hearing this was something that was done in your own private time, off your own back. You knew that there was a lot of earning potential to this scenario as well. I think that might have been a motivator for you actually doing it in the first place. But this is the money man. King of Pentacles is the money man. Talks about possessions, money, you know, nice things. It's very materialistic. So this is, again, it's very tangible. So whatever it is that you've been doing, whatever skill you've developed, or whatever situation you've created for yourself, it's starting to pay off, and it's going to pay off in a really big way. I feel like it's going to pay off in a way that you've never ever experienced. Like, this is old money. King of Pentacles is old money, like money that lasts a lifetime. It's like I'm hearing millions. So if this is a business that you've started, or if this is something that you've turned your attention towards in a more serious way, it's almost like you are going to earn a lot of money from it, and it's more money than you've ever had before, more money than you can comprehend. And it's just a little bit like, what do I do with it all? what do I actually do with all this money? I've never been, you know, I'm someone that doesn't come from money. You know, this could be seen as a bit of a pauper, you know, pennies pocket, you know, penny pinching, and, you know, trying to budget and stretch you, because this is this card of a student. So so you could have been a student at some point and now you've graduated, but this is the card of kind of, I'm hearing robbing Peter to pay Paul. So you may have not have had enough money to kind of cover your debts or cover your bills, or, you know, even like put food in the cupboards, I'm hearing, for some people. So it's almost like you've gone from that to like an overnight success. It hasn't been an overnight success. You have worked on this, but it's almost like all the work that you've done is actually behind you now. You've evolved, and it's almost like you've embodied it. You are that knowledge that you was once learning. So that's really, really good. So people are going to be coming to you for advice. They are going to be asking you how you did it. It's down to you whether you choose to share that or not. And, you know, to be honest with you, I don't know if you will be too willing to speak up on it, because you've got the hangman here, and the hangman is all about, you know, really getting quiet and just doing that inner work, basically. But it's almost like it does represent secrecy as well. Like, you know, I feel like people are going to be saying, how have you done that? Like, how did you do it? It's almost magical. This is why I'm getting this Jupiterian energy in Pisces. It's almost like it's magic, like that it must be. But really, there's a lot of hard work that's gone on in the background that, you know, the people that are around you haven't seen. It's even like if people knew that you was contending with something, if people knew that you was actually studying something, or they knew that you was trying to manifest something, I don't think that they realised how seriously you was taking it, or how much it was actually becoming a part of you, your character, your person, your personality. It's almost like you are this thing now. It's not even like it's separate from you anymore. Earth signs really represent a culmination of all the elements. You know, we've got the wind, and we've got the sea, the water, and, you know, Earth is really kind of, you know, life grows from earth, it grows from soil, and for that you need sun, you need fire, you need air, you need, you know, oxygen, you need water. So it's almost like a culmination of everything that you've ever experienced in your life has come together, and you have, it's almost like you recognised that if you put in the hard work and the effort into this situation, there's kind of no reason why it shouldn't work. You kept this very quiet. You kept it under your hat a little bit. You may have shared it with your nearest and dearest, is what I'm hearing with this Ten of Pentacles. It's almost like family was aware of what you were doing. Those that were in your tight-knit, close circle knew what you were doing. But it's almost like you have become someone very magical in people's lives. You know, people may come to you for advice. They do look at you as a bit of an eccentric, maybe, someone that doesn't do things the same as everybody else, and maybe that's why they're seeking advice from you. But, you know, Sagittarians tend to be very connected to God. Not all of them, obviously. It depends what your natal chart says, but, you know, generally speaking, Sagittarians, they rule things like religion, faith, optimism. Like, you've remained optimistic throughout this whole thing, and that doesn't mean to say you've not had your moments of doubt where you thought, oh my god, this is never going to work, this is just never going to work. No, it's almost, you did have those, but it's almost like you overcame them and you said, no, this has to work. This has to work. There's no other thing that I need to be doing right now except for this. So it's almost, you kind of suffered a few losses because of it as well. You had to let a few things, you had to let a few things go. You had to be willing to release, because this is a card of releasing, this hangman. It's all about releasing and kind of just like opening yourself up. And I think by opening yourself up, you really recognise the potential that you hold. You recognise the potential that you carry within yourself to make shit happen. I'm hearing like whoever I'm speaking to now is a very, very, very strong person, and I'm hearing that you might actually scare a few people because of it. It's almost like you are fiercely independent. You know how to do things. You know how to get things done. It's almost like if in the past someone has destroyed something of yours, I'm hearing property or something like that, you just get it straight back. If they've tried to tarnish your name, or if they've tried to throw shade on you or something like that, it doesn't stick, because people know you to be something completely, you know, in opposition to what this person's making out that you are. Again, we've got the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and the Three of Pentacles is really saying, again, hard. This card's coming up a lot for people in these readings, so this must be some type of universal energy that we're tapping into. It's the Three of Pentacles, so it's Capricorn energy. But this is a card of hard work. There's no other way around it to explain it, really. It's about showing up, applying yourself, applying your knowledge. I feel like you may at one point really undervalued yourself, or not actually, like you were putting in a lot of work and you wasn't seeing the value in what you was doing, but it's almost like you enjoyed it so much that it didn't matter, it didn't care, so you just continued with it. And by continuing with it, you've really developed a sense of strength in this skill profession, in this business. It's really kind of, it keeps you alive, it keeps you feeling alive and virile, it really kind of turns you on. Not sexually, I just mean, you know, it motivates you, it gets you out of bed every morning. It's like you are living for yourself now. There may still need to be some adjustments that are made, because Temperance is showing up against Sagittarius energy, so this is you showing up in your own reading, and that's confirmation that you are in your own power right now. This is a card of manifestation also. But if you see on the card, she's got one foot in the water and one foot on land, and it's almost like you're pulling that spiritual subconscious energy and manifesting and using it and saying, where can I apply this? Where can I apply it? And there's a lot of kind of, I'm hearing like trial and error. There's been a lot of trial and error. There's been a lot of maybe like even mistakes, you know. Sagittarius, you know, they are quite impulsive and they want to get shit done, so there's a tendency to trip themselves up a little bit sometimes, maybe stumble on the words a little bit, maybe you know, there's this foot in mouth thing going on when it comes to when it comes to Sagittarius. You could be dealing with a Cancer, but it's almost like you're so passionate about something that it that kind of supersedes the fact that it needs to be grounded and stable. So you may have had to pull back on your energy sometimes. There may have been a few mistakes made along the way, but all I'm hearing now is a few more minor adjustments, because this hangman, if you see here, normally he has like this beam of light around his head. It's almost like you've managed to turn it round, and now you are becoming the guiding force. You are becoming the person that people come to. Like, you know, it's just there's absolute divine guidance here that's being used throughout this spread, really. I feel like you have the ability to channel as well. You may be channeling energy, Claire, I think what's it called, clairsentient, where you feel as well, but it's almost like it's like a feeling, but also a knowing, an inner knowing of knowing just what to do and what to say at the appropriate times, and how to act and how to behave and how to present yourself. And it's all very much about control. There's a very controlling quality to whatever it is that you're doing. So again, if you are the owner of your own business, it's almost like you are the one giving direction. You're the one in the driving seat, making all those tiny adjustments so it's just right, so that it fits your vision. I'm going to move on to clarify, just to bring a few more cards into this spread. It's a really good reading. I'm excited. We've got the Three of Cups here, so I do think that moving into the future, you are going to start to relax a little bit more. You're going to start to enjoy yourself a little bit more. The Three of Cups represents just pleasures and enjoyment, really, indulgences. So be careful not to indulge too much. I will say that too much of something is never a good thing as well. So that's just something to bear in mind. That's what this Temperance is saying. It's basically saying be moderate. You know, enjoy your situation, enjoy your life, enjoy the fact that this money's going to be coming in. Enjoy. But moderate it and mediate it, and make sure that it's doing what it needs to do, and it's regulating itself. You know, if you receive an influx of money, there's this temptation to go out and just spend it all on the things that you want and need and whatever else. But it's almost like you've been, I'd say like a warning. I'm hearing red sky at night, angels delight; red sky in morning, angels warning. And I feel like this is a bit of a warning for you to just be careful. Don't overspend. Don't overindulge. Don't, you know, it's just kind of put the brakes on a little bit. Really think about what it is that you want to spend the money on. Do you want to invest it into the business if you started a business? You know, do you want to splash out on your loved ones? Do you want to? I feel like you are going to be very thankful for the support that you've received through whatever it is that you're doing. So there may be a tendency to want to buy presents for those that have supported you, which I would say that's fine. You know, that's, you know, if people, it's like a favour for a favour at the end of the day. And I know people don't like to think of it that way, but everybody's in our life to benefit us in some way, shape or form. So the people that have benefited you, the people that have been your little, like, kind of stabilizing, you know, they've had a stabilizing effect on you. I think that you might be wanting to spend a little bit of money on them as well, which is nice. You know, it's nice to give. So again, we've just got money cards and money on this spread. You're really having some good luck at the moment. I believe Jupiter's in Aries as well. So if you're in Aries, you could be resonating with this reading. But Jupiter in Aries is very much about growth and expansion of the self. Aries is the sign that rules the head. So this could be something like you are broadening your knowledge, you are broadening your perspective, you are learning a hell of a lot at the moment. Jupiter has a tendency to blow things out of proportion, so just be careful that you're not exhausting yourself mentally right now as well. I feel like there's a lot to contend with, is what I'm saying. So yeah, even though there's a lot of benefits that's going to come with whatever the situation is, there is this energy of maybe it's going to get a bit overwhelming. So I feel like you need to brace yourself for that. Seven of Pentacles really talks about wanting a situation to grow and develop, but I feel like you're wanting to root it, because on this card you can see like most of the work that's taken place is actually happening. So almost like the tree's growing, the plant's growing, but the fruit's actually on the roots of this situation. So it's almost like everything that you've done in darkness, everything that you've done behind the scenes, that's really the substance that's making this situation grow. I'm hearing don't focus on the money, don't focus on the money, don't focus on what it is that's developing, focus on everything that you have been focusing on already, all the skills that you've learned, all the new talents, it's just this new quality. It's almost like the things that you've picked up along the way and collected, they're the things that you should be focusing on. Don't really pay much mind to the fact that this business venture is earning money, because that's going to distract you from the thing that's actually making you the money. So yeah, just be careful with that. And Knight of Pentacles talks about something, you know, unfolding naturally. The Knight of Pentacles is mutable earth, so this is Virgo energy. And again, it's about being practical. It's about using your knowledge, using your skill set to get you further than you currently are. It talks about really applying yourself, showing up every day. Again, this could be spiritual practice. You know, your spiritual practice is, you know, I'm hearing like mantras. So you could be using a lot of mantras at the moment. But your spiritual practice is really what's carrying you through this. It's almost like the more you feed into yourself, with Virgo being ruling the digestive system, the more you nourish yourself, the more you feed yourself, the more you're able to be there for people. You're more able to show up for them. You're in good health, I'm hearing as well. So keep that up, because that's not an easy thing to maintain. Most people would agree. And then you've got the Ace of Cups. So this is really exciting. So this is, you know, we're done with the warnings or whatever. We know, don't spend your money, blah, blah, blah. But the Ace of Cups to me really says this is something that sings to you on a heartfelt level. Your heart's really humming right now. It's almost like it's feeling alive. It's almost like it's the first time in a long time that your heart has sang. And it's because you're proud of yourself. I feel like there's a sense of pride. It's like you're beaming right now with this. It's like you are beaming with pride right now. And it's a very isolated, you know, this isn't the Nine of Cups where we're saying, you know, you're okay on your own, blah, blah, blah. It's not that. This is like a real, wow, I can't believe I did this. It's a moment of pure selfishness. And that's not a bad thing. Depending on the circumstances, but this is a real, and I don't even think that this is a gloaty thing. It's not gloaty. This is not, you know, water, it's passive. So this is not something that you're shoving down people's throat. This is you in your heart space going, wow, I can't believe, like, I feel like you're going to be doing this with your hand, like, what? Some of you could be winning the lottery. Some of you could be winning the lottery, actually. But this is not necessarily about a lottery win. I feel like this is something more that's been developed over a long time. And it's at that point now. It's at that point where it's like, right, it's showtime. This is it. You know what I mean? It's something like that. So I'm going to pull a few cards from this deck that I made for myself, and then I'll pull an oracle card to see if we've got any more messages and any advice. This is a really nice reading, and especially after Scorpio's reading was quite heavy. So it's nice to read this. So what have I just said? Watch the pennies and the pounds will make themselves. So you need to be careful with your spending. That's what we was discussing earlier. You need to be careful with your spending. You need to make sure that your focus is maintained, and you're focusing on the things that you need to focus on, basically. There is an imbalance here. Again, I feel like this is in regards to how you're spending money. There may be some type of an imbalance. There may be some type of, it's almost like this mentality of, well, it's my money, I'll spend it how I want. And it's like, well, yeah, but no one ever got rich by spending money. No one ever maintained millions by spending money. They spend it wisely. They invest appropriately. So try to remain balanced. There is a tendency to be a little bit imbalanced, and I just simply think it's because you've not come from this type of money before. It's really exciting. It's like, it's almost like I'm getting like mind blown. It's literally like, do you know when you sit there and you think, oh, I wish I could go and buy myself that new car, and you've got money, you've got everything else that you need, but the one thing that you want, it's almost like, oh, you can't have it. And then it's almost like you can have anything you want, and you're going, oh my God, like I don't even know what I want now because I know that I can have it. It's like when you go shopping, it's the same thing. You go shopping, you've got no money to be spending on clothes. You see loads of stuff you like. And then when you've got the money, it's almost like you don't want to part with it because you're thinking, do I really need to buy that? Do I need that extra handbag? But now because you've been gifted, you've been gifted this money, it's almost like, what do I do with it? I don't know what to do with it. It's almost like you've completely lost all understanding of finances and business because it's so big that it's completely out of your bandwidth. It's just like you can't comprehend it. You might be the type of person that struggles to understand something unless you physically see it. And because it's such a large amount of money, it's almost like you can't fit it in your purse, so you can't see it. But that's it's a good thing, especially if you've worked hard to develop this and earn whatever this situation is. But it's also quite dangerous because you don't know how much you're spending, and then you'll go to the bank one day and it's like, what do you mean declined? Well, you've spent all your money. What do you expect was going to happen? You haven't been doing your accounting. So, brilliant reading. I like it. If it resonates with you, please leave a comment, like it and share it and subscribe and all of that good stuff because I'm really enjoying putting these videos out for you, actually. I've been getting some really juicy readings. So, I like it. So I'm just going to pull a card from this oracle deck, and it says, I am the dreamer of my dream. See? I am the dreamer of my dream. Like whatever it is that you have dreamed about, you have actually manifested. This is powerful, man. Whoever this reading's for is earning some big money. Like they are going to be living the dream, literally, and they are right bang smack in the middle of that dream. If this is your reading, let me know because I'm so interested. I really love this reading. Yeah, man, this is the hangman. This is it. This tower, this hangman, this dream, this whatever it is that you've been conjuring up in secret, not telling nobody, not telling a goddamn soul. Now, it's almost like put your money where your mouth is. That's what I'm saying. Like, put your money where your mouth is. It's almost like that's what's happening now. It's almost like you haven't bragged or boasted. You've just got your head down. You've done what you needed to do, and you kind of shut everybody else out and thought, "Now this isn't for you. This is for me." And I feel like you're going to receive the biggest payoff. Like you're not even going to realize. It's like phenomenal, literally, and it's almost like everybody's going to see wow, you are doing really well for yourself. Really, really well. You know, this has come from a lot of hard work. This is not, I'm really not picking up a lottery win, even though it is hinted at. I'm really picking up a, something that you've applied yourself to, absolutely. Something that you have grown with. It's developed you as a person. You are the commodity, you're the thing of value, and maybe people will be spending a lot of money on your product, or they'll be spending a lot of money at your business, because it's like you are so knowledgeable, you're so skilled, you're so experienced, you're so, like, you are the commodity. So this money, this is why you have the ability to be able to stack it up, because it's like, it's not like you're buying products and then they sell out and then you have to wait to get them back in stock and then you can sell them again. It's just like, you know, let's say, for example, you are a specialist in some type of newfound, let's say you was a yoga instructor and you developed a whole brand new way of doing yoga, and you decided to market this thing, but you did your work, you did your research, you did your statistics, you did, you know, how people may respond to it, you did your surveys, you went door knocking, like, you did everything. And it's almost like it's coming out and it's going to be bigger than what you thought it was going to be. Maybe you thought you'd just have maybe a 1, 2, 3 shops or something, but this is like, nah, this is going to blow up, mate. This is like a big thing that you're doing. So well done. I'm going to leave it there. That's your reading, Sagittarius, but it was really good. Final card, I just want to say, so someone's going to be trying to come back around, maybe, with this Knight of Swords. It's almost like they're going to see that you've gained some type of wealth and they're going to make a beeline for you. I just want you to be wary of that, because I think that the only thing that's attracting them is the fortune that you're having. So that being said, just be careful. Yeah, they're coming round. They want to interact with you again. This is the card of partnering up. This is the card of getting together. Nah. You're going to be saying, no thanks. Woo! Have you seen me and my dollar? No, not having it, mate. Anyway, that's your reading. So if you like the video, like it, share it, subscribe it. All my services can be found on Facebook. So make your way over to Facebook if you want to book a personal reading. All the details are there. And until next time, Sag.